But if anyone's curious, I think you just need to know the basic ingredients of slap. And then you can combine them as you see fit. So obviously that's number one, probably the joint of your thumb, just bouncing on the string. And it's got to be a bounce, it's got to leave the string as rapidly as it hit it. Around here seems like a good place. If you slap here, it's too tinny. If you slap there, you hurt yourself, but here... So that's ingredient number one. Some people can do the clever Victor Wooten thing, where you can slap up and down. And for me, that only works on the E string. I think my thumb is bigger than the gap between two strings. I can't get it in there. So I don't really do that. If you want to find out more about that, check out a guy called Scotty Mishu, who's unbelievably good at the double thump. But for me, it's just a way of hitting the string. And if I want more notes, then I can do with my thumb. I slap with this hand, which is not a clever Guthrie trick. This is what bass players do. They alternate between this and this, which doesn't sound like much on its own. But if you start trying to play some drum rudiment type ideas, where you alternate in different patterns between it starts to sound like a drummer doing the two-handed thing. Or you might try doubling up some of the notes on this hand. Also, you can slap either the open string there, or after you've done this with your fretting hand, you can slap the dead note. So I guess there's three ingredients there. There's that one, this one, and that one. Then you just throw in some pulls for a bit of percussive interest. Mostly it's not about the notes. This style of playing is not about playing an awesome, memorable melody. The tab for this will probably just be a bunch of X on various strings. But that's okay, you're just trying to create a rhythmic vibe. If you want to be melodic, do something else, don't slap. That's my theory. So you could combine maybe... That's kind of a popular ingredient. It always makes me think of people like Stu Ham, where you've got a pull, and then that, and then slap the string whilst it's deadened. So as I say, they're just ingredients. Then you put them in whatever order you like. I guess the only other thing I do that I don't see a lot of other people doing is I try to take that up a level. So instead of just using the whole hand to mute, I can divide it up into maybe 2 or 3 bits. And then I can get a more complicated drum rudiment. So instead of just... I might have... that kind of idea. So you might have some fun with that. And I think you end up thinking of something like this as a word rather than a series of letters. And then when you're trying to come up with a slap groove, you're putting the words in different orders and always just trying to be mindful of where the groove is, where the pulse of the music is, and making sure you don't get lost. The wonderful Slippery Thing groove, slightly different because it's not 16th notes, it's a kind of 16th note triplet thing. So in funk terms, it's the difference between just a... and more of that Tower of Power, 2, 3, 4... that kind of thing. So what's going on there is I'm pulling open D string for some reason and then hammering onto a higher note on a lower string. So it's open D and then 7th fret on the A. And then lots of nonsense on the low E string. So slap, slap with the other hand, slap the deadened note, and then I think that again. Let me check by playing it. Yeah. So pull, hammer, slap, dead, slap the dead thing, slap it again with this hand, and that's it. And then there's a couple of variations on that. You could do that's the same thing, but the pull is now on the open E. And there's this one here. If you're thinking E Hendrix, you could pull the open G and then hammer onto the 6th fret of the D. So here it is slow, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4.